Hello and welcome to our Kindness Resource Fair. I am Sarah Bazemore. I am the School Counseling Specialist at the Virginia Department of Education, and today I am joined by Ms. Kristen Maddox at Amherst County, Virginia, and she is at Amherst Middle School. And I am so excited to hear about all the ways that she has promoted kindness at her school, but specifically around her RAK club. So, Kristen, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm so excited to join you today and talk about some of the things that we're doing here at Amherst Middle. One of the big focuses that we have here at Amherst Middle are our big three, and it's a school-wide initiative where we focus on respect, responsibility, and resiliency. So one of the ways that I support that is through our RAK Club, or Random Acts of Kindness Club. The kindness initiative is something that's really close to my heart, and I really enjoy doing activities around that with my students, and also reinforcing our school-wide initiative with the big three through that. I think it's really important for our kids to learn, the kindness aspect of things and how we can be kind, as well as how we can, incorporate that into our three values as well that we have. So through a RAK Club, what I've done over the last couple of years, this year is a little different because of COVID. We haven't been able to have our regular meetings, but we have a club day at least once a month in a typical school year, and students are able to sign up each month. They don't have to stay in the same club every year or throughout the year. They can kind of flip-flop and change depending on what they are interested in doing that month. So sometimes we have regular students and sometimes we have new students kind of pop in throughout, but students are able to sign up for whatever club that they want to go to. So they do that typically through their lunch. During their lunchtime, they can sign up. Like I said, we meet about once a month, maybe twice a month, depending on, what's going on. I have a teacher that is a co-sponsor with me. Her name is Miss Stevens. She's one of our math teachers, and she jumped into the RAK Club with me 2 years ago. And so we've been working together to kind of create this activity organization for our students. So at the beginning of each year, when we first meet, we actually have a conversation with the students about things that they would like to do for our school community or even our local community. Kind of make a brainstorm list of all kinds of different things. We've talked about doing anything from our canned food drive to a coat drive to supporting our local nursing home to I'm trying to think, our animal shelters. Like, we've talked about so many different things to try to help, like, figure out who we can help support in the community. So we kind of take that list, and we, Ms. Stevens and I, kind of decide what's feasible, what we have funds to do, things like that, materials to do, this and that. And each time we meet, we do an activity with the students. So we have actually done several different activities. We've done locker tags where the students have been able to decorate locker tags, and we've made enough locker tags to go on every student's locker. And then we've actually, in a club time frame, we've actually spread out through the school. I mean, we are a smaller school, so we only have about 400 students total. And then right now, because of COVID, we don't have everybody in the building. But we've actually very quickly had enough students on a club day to put the locker tags on every locker in the school. So everybody came out of class or their club, and everybody had a locker tag.
It's amazing.
Motivational.
What are locker tags?
So they're just little pieces of paper that, some of them are printed with like motivational, inspirational sayings or whatever, and some kids created their own, and they say, like, you're great, like, you got this, you can do this, like, you're special, like, whatever, to lift people up. And we decorate them and we tape them to the locker. So everybody had one. And then we've also done Christmas cards for our local nursing home, where we've delivered those in the past. So those are some of the bigger activities that we've done. Like I said, we really would love to do a larger scale clothing drive or an animal shelter drive or something like that for our local shelters one day. But of course, this year is a little bit different. Um, so, like I said, at each meeting, we complete an act of kindness that was chosen by the students. It's really important for me to make sure we're doing an activity that was chosen by the students because I feel like they're going to be more engaged and more interested in it. We also, through the RAK Club, we sponsor the different events throughout the year, like Unity Day, Random Acts of Kindness Week, which is coming up, and I'm working on plans for that. And you can see in the slide, we have the Be the Eye in Kind poster. We actually made that last year during Random Acts of Kindness Week and had it up. We made it prior to, but we had it up that week where kids could take their picture in front of the kind sign. And the handprints are actually our students' handprints. So our art teacher worked with me last year to create that sign and get it hung for Random Acts of Kindness Week last week. So in the RAK Club, we have students from all grade levels. It's open to anybody that would like to join us, teachers included. And our teachers are really awesome about getting involved and especially with the bigger activities like Unity Day, Random Acts of Kindness Week. We have a wonderful faculty and staff here that are more than willing to jump in and participate. And my admin is incredibly supportive. So they kind of let me take the reins and run with it. So I have some free reign there, which is awesome that I have a supportive administration. I can't be more grateful. So.
Amazing. I love what you talked about with being student owned, and using the things that they've selected to do. I think that gives them that ownership and in their voice is so powerful in this, and it makes it more authentic for sure. I can't imagine how cool it would have been to stand in the hallway and watch the kids come out of class and they see, those every locker has a tag.
It was very cool to kind of stand out there and see them because they all kind of were looking around what are these things on our lockers? And then when they started reading them, and even after a couple of weeks, some of them were still hanging on lockers.
Oh,
but
that's
cool. Walk through the hall during class change and they have their lockers open. Some of them had actually put them inside their locker. They kept them. So that kind of, warmed my heart a little bit. I loved it. So we plan to do that again that's one of our plans this year for Random Acts of Kindness Week is an activity for everyone, not just our RAK Club, but it's going to be a school-wide initiative where everybody will create a locker tag and place it on a random locker. So that's our plan.
That's really cool. I love that. I had a club similar to this at my elementary school, and it was so much fun. And we didn't have lockers, but we one time designed bookmarks, kindness bookmarks, and hid them in library books. And throughout the year, kids would find them, and they would come by and say, "I found this." In my office was actually in the library, so that made it easy too. But they would, it was so neat to see how excited they were to get this note that another student had made. And they treasure those things. So that's such a cool way to bring it to the middle school environment. And you made sure that every student got one by doing it on the lockers, which is also incredible. And it's also amazing that you guys were able to accomplish that in one meeting. How many kiddos are in your club?
We range because kids can change each month. They don't sign up for one for the whole year or anything like that. It varies. We've had some meetings that's only 10 kids and we've had some that's 25, so it definitely varies. But I think that day we had closer to 25 kids. And so we split up in groups and I managed to snag another staff member. So we split up. Our school is like a big T. And so we have a 6th grade hall, 7th grade hall, and 8th grade hall. And so one adult we split into 3 groups and we just all tackled a hall, so, and we managed to get it done. It was, we did it very quickly, but we managed, and it was very cool when everybody released from their classrooms and saw everything. It was just very unexpected, but it was well received.
It
So
seems like something, if you didn't have the capacity to do the whole school at once, you could do a grade level at a time or a
mhm.
hallway at a time and still have
Yeah,
sort of a similar effect.
yeah,
I know you were anxious to share this resource as well with
yeah.
folks.
So this is the Random Acts of Kindness Foundation site. I use this not just for the RAK Club, but I pull resources from it all the time. It has so many different free resources, lessons that you can download for grade levels K through 8, and they just released a new high school curriculum. One of my long-term goals is to possibly train my staff in this curriculum. Like I said, the kindness initiative is something that is very close to my heart. And I think that they have some excellent resources, but in addition to the curriculum, they have other free resources like games, and they have the book list, and then they also have the Start a Kindness Club, which is a guide that will help you start your own club if you would like to do that but don't know where to start. So they have lots of different things. They also have lots of like quotes and things that you can save, and have pretty like nice pictures and stuff. And I will save those and print them and laminate them and hang them on occasion too. So I keep some of those in my office. So, and it looks like they also have the distance learning lessons now to accommodate our distance learning this year. So
It is incredible that these are all free too. I mean,
yeah,
it really is. And they're all, it's great material. And the distance, the mini lessons, that's a great resource right now. But then could also be something that would be
yeah, you
helpful
could
even when we're
incorporate
back in the
here.
schools. Especially because I know sometimes with teachers, if you're trying to get your teachers to participate and to do lessons, if you hand them a lesson that's 30 minutes or 45 minutes, they're not necessarily going to be able to do that. But that this might be a better approach to getting them to have some buy-in for sure.
Yeah, I haven't taken a moment to look at the mini lessons for the distance learning, but now that I know that they're there, I may do some digging into those, because we have an advisory period in the mornings here that's about 30 minutes long before our first block starts. And we actually do an SEL theme of the month, and I send out an activity for teachers to do during that advisory time with the students throughout the month at some point during the month. And I might have to incorporate that. So
yeah, it's a great resource for sure. And I will say, and I'm trying to find where, but I know it's on here somewhere. Another thing that I love about this organization is they align with CASEL, and we're developing right now state standards for SEL. And we're aligning those with CASEL and the CASEL competencies. So it's really great that they've done the same, because we know that that's going to align with best practices. So if you're a school that has an SEL curriculum or is using SEL that aligns with CASEL, this would be a great complement to that. And if you're not, it's a great jumping off point because it's free. So that always makes it a little easier for sure. I feel like I could just continue to scroll through this webpage. So I'm going to stop myself.
more things. Like
I know it's amazing. I was trying to find, I know there's also some really cute bookmarks somewhere, but I'm not sure where those are right now. But there's so many things. And I love the quotes that you were talking about. And I like those a lot because I think they're really appropriate for middle and high, the way that they're laid out. They really feed into that culture of that social media, and would be something I could see kiddos posting on, their Instagram or, whatever other
well, I've
social.
I've used them on our social media site for the school,
Oh, cool.
So, they're a great resource.
Yeah, they're formatted for Twitter and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So back to your slide. Is there anything here that I cut you off on that you haven't been able to speak to, or any final thoughts that you want to?
I don't think so. I just think that the kindness initiative is so important for us to focus on in schools. And I think that there's so much going on in our culture and our world right now that, we just need more kindness. So the more we can do to focus and bring that to the forefront, the better.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And I'm excited because Virginia's Kindness Week aligns with the RAK Foundation's Kindness Week. So that's nice. But as so many folks have said, as we've been doing these recordings, it's not about when you do it; it's about just doing it. So,
Yeah.
and it's not even like what's great about the initiative you shared is it's not isolated to 1 week. It's something that's been you're able to do throughout the school year, which that's even better. So
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Kristen. This was fantastic, and I appreciate your time and energy and all that you're doing to support your students.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.